I've been following around on all the AI stuff that's been going on for the last week since they released the GPT-3 chat.
Cool.
It's been kind of entertaining, some of it. Especially the parts where they ask what the AI is going to do with humanity.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. We actually have some news on the chatbot too.
Oh yeah, the chatbot has made big news. Good old,
I mean, WordPress news.
yeah, well, it's made news everywhere. And
True.
good old Elon has said we are really close to dangerous AI, dangerously smart AI.
We are very close to it because once you give them access to the internet on their own, that's where the danger comes in.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like anything that has too much information.
Oh, yeah, the problem is the AI will actually have an opportunity to process it.
Exactly. Oh, you are very quiet.
Am I?
Yep.
Oh, sucks. Quiet am I? Let's see. How quiet am I?
Too much information.
Problem is I'll actually process it. Crank that up a bit.
Exactly.
Let's see what we got. Checking 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can crank that up just a little bit more. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess my computer is not as scared as it should be.
Well, you sound a lot better to me.
There we go. Let's see how I sound now. Checking 1, 2, 3. Crank that up just a little bit more. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my computer is not as scared as it should be.
Well, you sound.
There it goes. Okay.
There you go. You sound like you're about the same level as me now.
Yeah, well. Sounds good. Blah, 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 blah. Oh.
Oh, I'm also a bit quiet too, apparently.
Well, let's see. I can tweak that a little bit, maybe too. Talk.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing all the way up and down the wall, chasing after the squirrel.
There you go.
Oh, I'm also a bit quiet too, apparently.
Well, let's see. I can tweak that a little bit, maybe too. Talk.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing all the way up and down the wall, chasing after the squirrel.
There you go. Sounds about right.
I don't really hear a difference, but I get the secondhand audio, so.
Yeah, well, so do I.
Squirrel!
Well, I guess I get third-hand audio.
Coincidence? I think not!
A difference, but I get the second-hand audio, so.
Yeah, well, so do I.
Squirrel!
Well, I guess I get third-hand audio.
Coincidence? I think not!
Was weird. Okay. All right. This seems to be all right. We shall see how it goes.
We have been told we are better.
Yeah. Better. Okay. All right. Let's have a little music and get on with the show.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. I feel the rope tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder.
Alrighty then, shall we get started?
Absolutely.
All right, off we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WordPress plugins A to Z, not Z.
Use the WordPress Force. It's episode 584, and we have plugins for Object Cache, forcing logins, stopping spammers, blue whales, EasyTube, Christmas mood setting, and ClassicPress options, all coming up on WordPress plugins from A to Z. WordPress. It's the most popular content management and website solution on the internet. And with over 80,000 plugins to choose from, how do you separate the junk from the gems? Join us for a weekly, unrehearsed conversation about the latest and greatest in WordPress plugins. This is WordPress plugins from A to Z. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the brewery overlook in beautiful southern Vancouver Island. I'm John Overall, and with me is the ever lovely
Amber overall.
And we have a usual great show for you today. Not a whole heck of a lot for me to say. You know, life is going on and on and on. So
Thank you for sharing, John. Now get down from that soapbox.
First of all, I want to say hi, Hamdian. Always good to see you. So welcome to the episode, Use the WordPress Force. This is the 44th episode of 2022, and it's time to get ready for the holidays. Hopefully everyone is keeping warm and dry out there. It is the time of year when we get those lovely colds, especially if you have kids. And a message from your A to Z plugin worker bees. This is a value for value show, meaning any value you find here, offer that same value back. We accept all currencies, including time and talent. Chocolate, always acceptable, especially this time of year. And remember, don't skip the end of the show. You never know what kind of amazing, life-altering advice you might catch. And a special note to our new listeners, don't be shy to ask your questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So let's start the show with our artists. This week we have an older piece from Angel because we still don't have any new art. So we've been digging through the archives, pulling out some art from the past, and I'm actually pretty stoked that we've been doing this because we get to see a lot of art from artists that we haven't heard from in a while. But I do like this one because I like Star Wars a lot.
yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. It caught my eye when I was digging through the archives.
So if anyone out there is feeling inspired at all, you can donate your own artwork to wppluginsa2z.com/artwork. And if you want to just check out all the artwork that we have available, you can also see that at wppluginsa2z.com/artwork. On to the news.
Absolutely.
Please, can everybody be quiet? Please be quiet. Shut up! And now the news with Amber.
So the first thing we have for this week is our WordPress vulnerability report from December 7th, 2022. Because we don't do our show on Thursday anymore, it doesn't come out the same day as our show. So this is from last Thursday. Be sure to have a look over this list. Compare it to things that you have on your site or your client site. The list is longer than some days, shorter than other days. The ones that I recognized right off the bat are bulk delete users by email, Eventify, advanced booking calendar, and plugin logic. There are some more there, so be sure to go and check it out. The next thing we have is ChatGPT creates a working WordPress plugin on the first try. We were actually talking about this right before the show. It's that chatbot created by OpenAI. So there's a lot of good questions that have been brought to the fore by Twitter users. Surprisingly, there's actually been good stuff. And over this last week, on December 5th, Jonathan Williams, a WordPress developer, brought forth a plugin that was written by the ChatGPT that wound up working on the AI's first try. Very exciting. Did you hear about that?
No, I missed that one, but that's okay. I've been following the ChatGPT, the GPT AI, and other forums where it's actually more entertaining.
Well, hopefully the plugin doesn't work overly well. I mean, it was just working the first try, so hopefully it doesn't work overly well. Otherwise, all the human developers will be put out of a job.
No, well, maybe, but there's nuances in plugins, so maybe not entirely.
True.
You know, there's things there that, who knows? The AI the fact that we're this close to real AI is going to change the world in ways that will be good and bad for us all.
Yeah, I keep thinking Terminator.
Yeah, well, Terminator's one. You've got HAL, HAL 5000 or whatever it was, another one. There's numerous movies that show us, the good and bad of AI. It's never ending. What was the Machina or something, what it was?
Ex Machina?
Ex Machina,
All right, well, leaving the exciting and scary thing behind.
Yeah.
Jetpack 11.6 adds block pattern support to forms. So Jetpack has introduced a major update to its form block in the latest version, 11.6. Users can now interact with the various form templates as patterns. So this is actually pretty exciting for people out there who use Jetpack.
For those that still do.
And next up, we have Google rolls out December 2022 helpful content update. So it's an update that's kind of been going over just throughout the month. It started on December 5th. They said it should take about 2 weeks total to upload it in full. What it is it's providing people with what Google deems to be more original and helpful content written by people for people in the search results. So
yeah, this
I'm not
is
sure how well it's working, but
well, I caught something on this particular piece of news. The idea is to try to eliminate some of the bot created or even the AI created content, because there's a crap load of AI created content on the internet now.
Oh yeah.
And what they found that happened was they downgraded more actual human content initially when they started rolling this out. And they had to back it up.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Hamdian said with AI, before launching nukes, count all squares with traffic lights. I don't understand.
Oh, haven't you ever gotten those pictures from Google? You're not a robot. Please pick all the squares that have motorcycles in them, or
oh, there we go. Okay.
And
Now
of
I
course,
understand. I wasn't thinking about it the right way.
they take one picture or one square and they split the traffic light in two. But you're not supposed to pick that little teeny tiny corner. You're only supposed to pick the other ones. If you pick that teeny tiny corner, it's not valid. It's like, all right, you stupid thing. So yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point behind it, is because it was such a stupid system.
Well, hopefully it gets a tricky picture of traffic lights.
Uh-huh.
Next up, we have new WordPress sandbox project demos. You can test drive themes and plugins in the browser. So we talked about this before when they were just about to launch it. The experimental project using WebAssembly, or WASM, to run WordPress in the browser without a PHP server. And it's actually been going on quite nicely. You can go on here and you can test out a new theme. Like it starts with a specific theme, but you can change it to whatever you want, test out plugins. As soon as you refresh, then every change you made just goes away. Nothing gets saved, so you can play with it all you want. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, and just quick, they wrote an article about it explaining it in more depth here, but if anybody's interested, you can find the link in our show notes. So it's worth checking out, especially if you're looking for a new theme. And next we have WooCommerce block 9.1.0 introduces product blocks in beta. Wow, that's harder to say than I thought. WooCommerce has actually been doing some pretty cool things lately. And the 9.1.0 release on December 9th kind of hit a major milestone for the development of its new products block. The new products block is based on the core query loop block for those that are interested in knowing these things. And it's actually pretty cool. So another thing worth checking out. And lastly, we have your laggy WordPress site is annoying customers. Here's how to speed it up. So this is really, it seems to be geared more towards people who are just starting on the road of figuring things out themselves. It gives you some decent tips on how to figure out what the actual issue is, how to optimize your images, how to choose a leaner theme, things like that. So useful if that is something that you could use.
Yep.
Doesn't look like we have anything new for ClassicPress news. For people interested, you can go to classicpress.net and you'll be able to find their recent news there. And then we have some extras. So in our extras, we have typical ransomware information and some other random things like dependence on cloud's big three is hurting EU startup growth. Time for a new approach. I thought that was an interesting article. And if anybody out there feels that I'm missing something or they want to add their own 2 cents into our news section, you can feel free to send me a link at amber@wppro.ca and I'll get it up here under the news section. On to the contest.
It's a contest. WordPress plugins from A to Z. Whoa, stop for free!
So firstly, we want to thank Simple Giveaways for being totally awesome and providing us with their premium version for our contests. Secondly, we want to thank Steve Goodtime and Brant Matthews for creating our amazing jingle that we still use. And we want to thank Charlie for coming to our aid and rescue yet again with all these wonderful contests that he has set up. So we have a bit of a surprise for everyone this week. This contest is being extended for 1 more week. Reason for this is because we are not going to be here for Christmas or New Year's, and we don't want to leave everyone hanging with a new contest. But we also don't want to have a show without the exciting opportunity for a contest either. So 1 more week. And you can get in there and get your name into the contest for WP Go Maps Unlimited Lifetime License Giveaway valued at $199. And you can get your name in there by going to wppluginsa2z.com/giveaway.
Absolutely.
Time for the good stuff.
Here we go. It's time for all the plugins. You must not have heard the jingle.
No, I only heard silence. Sorry.
Yeah. You tried to talk over the jingle, but it was louder than you. Haha. Drowned you out.
Good. How is it louder than me, but I can't hear it? That makes no sense.
Oh, beats me. I have no idea. It's probably coming through one channel, and it's probably not being delivered to Discord for whatever reason. It's the AI, man. Blame the AI. We can blame everything on the AI now. We actually have AI, so we can blame it all on the AI now. All right. First plugin I've got for you out there. A way to help speed up your WordPress website. Actually had a client asking about things like that past week, a hosting client asking about it. And it's like, okay, well, I just host your site. I provide you with all the necessary stuff. The rest is up to you. And one of them, they were checking, there seems to be a new feature in the WordPress health checkbot thing that's in there, and tells you some things that are missing, such as you're not using object caching. And it appears your hosting provider does offer this type of object caching up. Well, to use it, you've got to install a plugin. And that plugin has got to be a caching plugin of some sort. And I ran across this one, a nice little light object caching plugin to help object caching. And for those of you that don't know, the object caching is, of course, WordPress runs on MySQL. So it goes out there and it queries the MySQL server for all the information about your website where everything is stored, and then it delivers it. Well, if it has to do that each and every time someone loads a page, it slows it down a little bit. The object caching caches a bunch of those queries into memory, so the next page they load comes much faster. So anyway, this is a nice little simple object caching plugin. Requires very little setup, helps speed up your WordPress website, just, improves performance a little bit for you. And it's pretty lightweight, so go check it out. It's SQLite Object Cache, and I give it a 4-dragon rating.
Very useful. So the first one I have is ClickWhale, Link Shortener, Click Tracker, and Link Pages. Every time I read the name ClickWhale, I keep thinking blue whale or fail whale.
The fail whale from Twitter.
Yeah.
The old Twitter fail whale.
It even looks like the fail whale.
Everybody, yeah, it does look like the fail whale. Everyone predicted the fail whale was going to reappear when Musk took over and fired 75% of the staff. And what happened? Twitter got faster. It's like, what were the 75% of the people doing besides making TikTok videos about drinking wine and eating lunch on the roof?
Well, it does look like a fail whale. So every time so actually what drew me to this plugin was I kept seeing it as fail whale link shortener.
Uh-huh.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah, I remember the fail whale.
This is a pretty awesome plugin. It is very easy to use and pretty useful, especially if you have a lot of links that are kind of long, but you want people to be able to easily remember it. Like, say, a link for your contest page. And it's kind of long, but you just want it to be /contest, so it's easier for people to remember. This is an easy way to do it. You'll find the dashboard for this plugin on the left-hand side menu. Once in there, you put down what you want the link to be, like contest. Insert the slug you are wanting to change, insert the target URL, and hit save. You also have the option to choose which redirect the link will have, whether it has a nofollow, a sponsored, or if it has a description. Pretty easy to use. And like I said, it makes me think fail whale rather than click whale, but the whale's cool looking, so
yep.
I rate it at 4 dragons.
That's pretty cool. Nice and useful. So it's a light version of Pretty Links. And Pretty Links is a premium plugin which I paid for years ago and I still have. So it looks to be a light version of Pretty Links. So it's probably going to be quite nice.
Perfect.
All right, the next plugin I've got for you here is one to protect your dev sites or maybe have your whole website as a membership site. It forces people to log in the moment they hit your website. They can't go any further unless they log into your website. It's a nice, simple, straightforward plugin that just forces everyone into logging into your website, redirects them right back to the beginning. They got lots of developer hooks, exceptions for certain pages and posts, which is a useful item. If you have a couple of pages or posts that need to be accepted, like, okay, they got to log in, but you want them to sign up, you got to excuse the pages that they need to sign up from, and et cetera, et cetera. So seems to be a very useful plugin to create yourself your own little membership site or use it as protection for a website under development. Anyway, go check it out. It is Forced Login, and I give it 4 dragon rating.
Cool. Actually, it kind of made me think of those stores where in order to buy anything, you have to give them your email address.
Yep. Well, I think I buy anything from my store at the Rogues Oasis, you got to give me an email address.
I'm talking about the stores you actually go into, and in order to finish the sale at the counter, you have to give them your email.
I tell them no thanks. If they really insist, I go, well, nobody's at home.com. I miss the at home domain. I wonder who owns that one now.
That's a good question. So the next plugin I have is called EasyTube. If YouTube is one of the tools that you use a lot for your company or just for you, then this is a great plugin for you to have. All you need to do is once you've installed it, you'll find the EasyTube in your left-hand menu so you can get to the dashboard. What you need to do is you need to create an API key for your YouTube playlist. Insert your YouTube API key into your settings in the plugin. Label it. And then hit save, and then you can use the short code EasyTube anywhere on your site. And what it will do is it will bring up an example of your playlist, and it will have the playlist there for people to click through, play. It'll also show how many results or how many views if you want it to show that. That's optional. So very useful if YouTube is one of your main tools. I rate this at 4 dragons.
Very nice. Yeah, it's I've seen similar ones, and we use something similar, only more extensive than this one allows.
Yeah, this is a lightweight, easy to use one.
Yep.
Kind of quick and easy, so.
Oh, there you go. All right. And I know where we're going to.
Oh, Hemdian actually had a good question there.
What's that?
Does making whole site private impact SEO?
Oh, absolutely. This is good. The search engines can't get in there and see it because they have to log in too. You know, because you're blocking all traffic to the website, and even the bots can't get through it. Nothing gets through it. So yeah, absolutely, it impacts SEO. But if you've got a little private membership site, you're promoting it in other ways. You're not dependent upon people to do SEO to find it. You know, what you could do, because this one has exceptions to it for pages, you can have those pages out so the public and search engines can find your sales pages if you're using them to sell people. But yeah, the rest of the site, hidden from view completely.
Makes sense.
Alrighty.
It's a contest. WordPress plugins from A to Z.
So we interrupt this meat and potatoes of Plugin Depravity edition to bring you our donation segment and to thank our producers.
That was the wrong jingle.
It was.
It's time to donate to WP Plugins A to Z.
I don't know why I clicked on it. That didn't even register for me until it was over. And wait a minute, that was the wrong jingle.
No, it didn't even register in my head. Like, I recognize the jingle so much that, you know, I was just happy I heard a jingle, honestly.
All right, continue on.
So this is your show, our dear listeners. Even though, you know, we are the ones who are doing the show, this is your show. We're just the worker bees here. It is up to you to help keep the show's larders stocked up with time, treasure, or talent donations. If you need more information on how to do that, you can go to wpplugins.com. Right up in the main menu, you will see an explanation under donations. Special thanks goes to freelance producers popping in and out. They're always showing up at unexpected times. These producers are surely part of the reason our name is getting out there. And bathroom producers hanging out in the lounge. Always about the place, consuming all the coffee and donuts. These producers earn it by helping out with our contests, artwork, site organization, notes, questions, suggestions, licenses, and by hiring us. Your time and talent donations are equal to your treasure donations of under $50, and we would not be here without you. And our War Room producers, with their donations of $50 or more, these producers receive a few extra perks: an official A to Z handle of their choice, a spotlight in that week's show for a short speech, an official executive producership credit, and they get to see some of the magic as it happens up in the War Room before we send the show out into the netherworld of the internet. Thanks for sticking by us and helping us to keep the backroom producers stocked in coffee and donuts. If you need more information on those special perks for the War Room producers, we do have them explained in more detail in our show notes. Hemdian said, coffee. Thank you. Now back to the meat and potatoes of Plugin Depravity Edition.
All right. The last one I've got for you here today is Stop Spammers Security, Block Spam Users, Comments, and Forms. So basically, it is a plugin to help you kick all the bad bots and spammers to the turf. To the curb, man. Kick them all to the curb stomp them, and shove them down the gutter. Because they're really quite annoying.
Yes, they are.
So it's got some granular controls in it and allows you to get in there and block suspicious behavior, block spammy words, connect third-party defense systems, block countries, block or allow IPs, emails, usernames, etc., members only mode, and more. There's a whole lot of stuff in this plugin. It can take you a little while to go through and tweak it and set it up and adjust the functionality. But in the end, you could end up with a smoother running website with fewer issues and less spam arriving from your website to you, which of course is one of the ultimate goals of everything, is to keep our inboxes as spam free as possible. And given today's climate, it's a really hard process to do. At any rate, go check this one out. It is Stop Spammers Security, Block Spam Users, Comments, and Forms. And I give it a 4 dragon rating.
Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it helps and plays nice with others.
Yeah, well, appears to.
The last one I have for today is Christmas Snow 3D, Snowfalling, Snowflake Effect, and Christmas Mood. If you want to click on the demo page link there, it's actually really cool looking. I really like this one. Now move your mouse around the page. See? Isn't that so cool?
It blurs.
No, it doesn't just blur. The snowflakes actually follow your mouse.
Yeah.
Like if you move your mouse up, the flakes will go up. You move them side to side. The flakes follow your mouse. I think it's really cool, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. It's different. It's the first new one I've seen in a few years.
I know. I really like it. This is a plug and play plugin. So you just you download it, activate it, and there it is on your site. When I tested this out, it did take a few moments for it to actually kick in, but it does work really cool. I think it looks awesome. If you're looking for a seriously cool snowfalling effect for your site this year, this is the perfect one for you. I rate it at 5 dragons.
Wow, been a while since we've had one of those.
Yeah. So for ClassicPress, we don't have anything for our ClassicPress right now. All we really have is the information on ClassicPress that we already talked about. And we still have the challenge for the ClassicPress users who may be listening right now. I'm still have that challenge out there where I would like you, listeners, to write a review of your favorite or least favorite ClassicPress plugin and send it in to us, or send in an idea of a ClassicPress plugin to review. And we have our ClassicPress resource section. And this information is like fruitcake. It doesn't wither away and will still be good years down the road, so it's great for learning. You can go and check this section out in our show notes if you have an interest. Questions, notes, and feedback from our producers out there. Our homing pigeon didn't come by with anything this week, so nothing to say there. You can be part of your own production by getting yourself interviewed. Use us as your tool to get your name out there. You can also send in plugin reviews or suggestions for plugin reviews. You can do that at wpplugins.com/submit-plugin-review. Or you can send in questions or comments. You don't just have to send in a question. You can also send in a comment. Say hi even. Hemdian said there's nobody here but us chickens.
Bark, 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 bark.
Chickens are entertaining though. I like chicken TV.
They are very entertaining. I've got to set the camera back up on the chickens.
Agreed. They're entertaining. So we don't have any new meetups right now. I think we're just going to leave that one alone for a while.
Yep.
And today's plugins we covered were...
I covered up the SQLite object cache, which I gave a 4 to, the Force login, which I gave a 4 to, and the Stop Spammer Security, block spam users, comments, and forms, which I gave a 4 to.
I find it interesting that we both had 2 short name plugins and 1 very long name plugin. I guess I have 2 long name ones actually. So I covered ClickWhale, Link Shortener, Click Tracker, and Link Pages, which I rated at 4. EasyTube, which I rated at 4. And Christmas Snow 3D, Snowfalling, Snowflake Effect, and Christmas Mood, which I rated at 4. Yeah, okay, I have 2 long names.
Very cool. All
you
right.
can support...
Keep going.
You can support us by subscribing to our newsletter, donating, or reviewing us. You can also hit that like button on YouTube there. Help us, help the algorithm pay attention to us. And if you want to get a hold of us, we do actually have a snail mail address you can send a physical letter to. You'll find that in our show notes, or you can email us. You will also find our emails in the show notes. Just a quick mention, there are a lot of things that I don't actually say that you will see in our show notes. There are extra notations, extra information that are there for anyone who wants to go and check it out. Question and answer time.
Okay.
It's question and answer time with John and Amber.
If anyone out there has any questions they would like to have asked here on the show, you can send them in to me at amber@wppro.ca. See if we can stump my dad. My first question for you is, as it is the season for scams to start cropping up online, how would you propose shop owners help themselves to steer as clear as possible of these scams?
Shop owners?
Yeah, like there's lots of false payments, or I know that shops can get in trouble for people stealing somebody else's credit card and using it.
Oh well, if you're worried about that, you need to be using a payment processor that is not charging you through the nose, but it feels like they charge you through the nose for every transaction.
Okay.
Use a payment processor like Stripe or PayPal or somebody else, and whatever you do, don't keep credit card information on your website. You know, make sure that when the processing's happening, it's moved over to their website and they're responsible for the credit card data. If that's the sort of scam you're looking for, avoiding. You know, don't use, Joe Blow payment processor just popped up. We'll save you hundreds of dollars over your other one. Oh, quick, sign up for that. No, don't do that. Research the company. Make sure you know it's an official, a good payment processor. There are a lot of good ones out there. You know, depending on what you're selling online, you know, your bank may even have a payment processing service you can use online. You know, of course, if you're in Canada, one of the favorites in Canada is just have them send you an e-transfer. Those are pretty safe and sound. So
what scams first popped into your head when I mentioned the scams for...
all the email scams that people get. And also the spammy ads that pop up. You know, it's like, you know, promising to sell this. I mean, I've even fallen for one or two in my years where it just seemed like a deal, a quick research. It seemed all right. And it turned out, oh, I just got screwed out of X amount of dollars. Even the most observant of us and the most, paranoid of us can occasionally get caught. It happens once in a blue moon.
When the most paranoid get caught, I think that is actually a compliment to the creator.
Yeah, well, obviously they did such a good job that they passed all the initial musters. It's like, holy crap, how did I get caught in this? Oops. And you'll never get your money back. You can try to complain and pull and whatnot. If you pay through someone like PayPal or using a credit card, you won't lose money because you can fight the charges and get it back. But sometimes the other things. The biggest thing is, and of course, you get an email in your inbox. Don't click that link. Whatever you do, if you're not expecting that email with a link, do not click it.
Yeah.
And there's many people that do. They go, oh, really? I can get that now? Oh, just click here. Click here. Computer explodes. Even the AI can't help you out of that mess.
Well, my next question is, would you specifically recommend people dress up their websites for the holiday? Do you think that helps or hinders with sales and traffic?
Well, it depends.
On holidays?
I mean, I've done it. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes, people may or may not even notice it. It's when you're doing these things, you're doing them mostly for yourself. It's like the people who put up Christmas lights and Christmas trees. They like the attention they get, but they're doing it mostly for themselves. They're not doing it for any other reason because they're the ones paying the bills to have it done. But
that makes sense.
Specifically, I don't know about specifically saying, yeah, decorate your website for Christmas. I do it sometimes. I often do the Halloween stuff because it's my favorite holiday. But I do occasionally do the Christmas stuff just because I'll suddenly get in the mood for it and say, let's spread some Christmas cheer through decorations on the website. So yeah, it's a personal choice.
All right, well, I have a couple more questions, but we will do our closing credits, and I'll ask them after that.
All right, well, let's let our girl take us on out of here.
Reminders for the show. All show notes can be found at wppluginsaToZ.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A to Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsaToZ.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also leave us a review on our Facebook page using wppluginsaToZ.com/Facebook. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsAtoZ. John can also be reached at his website, johnoverall.com, or email him directly, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.
Amen. Fist bump.
Alrighty.
So for those who are on the YouTube channel still, we are going to have a couple of pre-recorded shows for the Christmas and the New Year's week. So we'll be gone for 2 weeks, but you'll still have something to listen to.
Well, those will be uploaded too to the podcasting sphere too.
Yeah, I just forgot to mention it earlier. Sorry.
I figured we'd cover it next week's show.
That's true.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is what kind of holiday dressings would you recommend people migrate towards for the various holidays? Like go big or go home, or simple or dainty, or...
I don't understand the question.
Okay. For people's websites,
Yeah.
if they want to decorate it for the holidays, what would you recommend for their sites? Or does it really depend on the site?
It depends on the site, and it depends on the person. You know, how much do they want? What do they want in their site?
Okay, well, say that someone wants to go all out and like put in like 5 different Christmas plugins and have like 10 things on there. Would you recommend against that, or would you say go for
I
it?
would recommend against that, because that'll slow the site down to a freaking crawl.
Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is what would you recommend people do?
1 or 2 plugins, whichever one's going to provide you with the biggest bang for your buck. You know, there's no point in going completely overboard on it.
Okay. Hemdian mentioned retail consumers look for and expect Christmas deals, so will be drawn to decorations. Corporate B2B clients, not so much. Look for deals regardless of decorations. Decorate accordingly. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. You know, that's another area that I probably didn't think about, is, you know, who's your audience? You know, do they have the Christmas spirit, or are they just there to make a buck?
All right. So my last question, I thought of this because of everywhere I've ever gone, there's always been at least one year-round Christmas shop. And I was thinking about how most shops are kind of going online now. So how would one go about creating a site for one of those year-round Christmas shops and make it kind of appealing year-round?
Well, you got to have it decorated for Christmas year-round, like the year-round Christmas shops. You know, the year-round Christmas shop, I think they finally closed one down in Victoria.
Really?
Last time I was down there, I didn't notice it. I think it finally just gave up the ghost because, you know, the tourism is not as what it used to be in Victoria.
There's still one in Duncan.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. But what's funny is I noticed that it had like Halloween in its window around Halloween, but it's a Christmas shop. So it's kind of also what I was thinking about is, for an online site, would you want to put up like the different holidays if it's a Christmas shop to help bring people in? Or
yeah, well, you could do that. You know, whatever you got to do, you know, decorate accordingly. That's the best way I can think about it. Why, you considering open up a year-round Christmas shop?
no, but I'm curious because the sites that I've worked on, none of them are really one thing that usually happens once a year, but they're a year-round version of it. And so I was just kind of wondering what the dynamics of creating a year-round Christmas shop would be for online, where people really only look for things like Christmas around Christmas. So how would you be able to kind of get that out there and get people to notice it, say around Halloween or in the middle of summer?
Keep marketing. Market, man. Get a email list, man. Build yourself an email list from everyone that shows up at Christmas time, and then market them stuff during the summer months when it's slow. You know.
Okay.
Sell the stuff that people collect. You know, that was the one thing. Most of those year-round Christmas shops, they carry collectible items, stuff that collectors buy. You know. During Christmas, they carry the same usual junk, but during the off season, it's mostly just the unique or more unique items that are kind of hard to find.
Christmas decorations tend to overwhelm me, so I've never actually gone into a Christmas shop. I just see them.
Yeah, well, I've gone into them once or twice because they were kind of interesting. Yeah, there was actually 2 shops in Victoria. I know one of them closed and they turned it into a pub.
Oh, I didn't know there was 2.
Yeah, there was 2 in Victoria for many, many years, and one of them closed. They turned it into a pub. It's the pub right on it was a Christmas shop. It was right on the right on corner of Bastion Square.
Okay.
Not Bastion Square. What was that other square?
Market Square?
No, maybe it was Bastion Square. I don't remember now. I'm trying to remember the name of the pub that's down there too. And then they had the other older Christmas shop, which was further down Government Street. But I think that one closed up a couple of years ago. So I don't think there's one down there anymore.
Yeah, I was just curious because the dynamic I've never actually thought of before. Trying to make something that is once a year, year round, and interesting and like noticeable by people for year round. Something I never thought of before. Alrighty, well, that is the end of my questions.
All right, well, that's all the questions we've got. I think we'll play a little music to carry us on out of here.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. I feel the rope a tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder.
Alrighty then, that's all we've got for you folks. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Amen. Fist bump.
Adios, mofo.